What up nerds, Martina here, and today we're gonna take this and make it into this. So put your game face on and come along. What's kind of cool about this mod this time is that we actually got the request from a friend who wanted us to mod his controller, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. His controller was originally white and not purple as the standard Gamecube controllers are. Before we do anything, we have to take it apart. There are 6 screws on the back here, and that's gotta be removed with the tri-wing screwdriver. Here we have the circuit board, just gotta remove that as well. Yeah, so there we have the front. Now on the back, the bumper buttons are covered with these 2 plastic pieces and 4 more screws. The buttons were kinda tricky to get loose because of this spring right here. But at least now we got the back piece and we gotta try to keep track of all these parts though. And these are basically the pieces we're gonna work with from now on. Plastic like this is usually covered with some sort of protective coating. Not quite sure if this one has that, but better safe than sorry. We'll use wet sandpaper to get rid of that coating, and at the same time we make the surface smoother, and this way the paint will look more even later on. Oh, hey there. Aw, she's super cute, but seriously, sometimes she just can't leave me alone. Aw, but look at her. Okay, back to work. Just making sure that there's no dust left on it before we start painting. We'll use this paint right here, which is a water-based automotive color. We're gonna start airbrushing the buttons and the back white. The back's gonna remain white, but we'll spray the buttons and the front blue. To really make a nice deep blue color, we're using this pearlized kind of greenish blue color first. Then we can use a darker, bolder blue to make a fade around the whole controller. We're just gonna do a little at a time because we don't want to add too much or make it too dark. Final step of this airbrushing is just to add a tad of shine to it, and we'll use this aluminum base. That'll basically just add a bit of glitter to the surface because we're not really gonna cover it up or anything. So we're gonna add this to the front and the back. Okay, so that makes for the last coat of paint, and we're gonna leave that for about 24 hours before we put on the clear coat, and that means I'm gonna have a coffee, some sleep, and I'll meet you back here soon. At this point we'll clear coat it very lightly. We're not entirely finished with the paint job just yet. This shouldn't take too long to dry, maybe a couple of hours or so. And in the meantime we can make a stencil using our vinyl cutter. I figured I could try to use sticker paper because I haven't really done that before, and it actually worked pretty well. Before we can put that on, we have to do some more sanding, mainly on the large surfaces though, and try to avoid the edges. We're just using 2000 grit here, we don't have to go any lower than that. It's usually a good idea to add some sort of guideline to make sure that everything is centered where it should be. We're just using tape and a ruler. And when the stencil is in place, we gotta cover the rest of it too. And then we can spray on that name. Then we can peel off all that tape and we can finally add a heavy layer of the same clear coat. It's been about 2 weeks since I put on the last coat of paint, and so it should be cured by now. So we're gonna go back to the workshop and try to put this controller together. And all that's left is to reassemble it, adding the bumper buttons, the other buttons, and the circuit board. Finally, screw in the screws again, on a soft surface preferably, and let's take a look at the result. So there you have it! I'm actually really happy with the result and I love doing these kind of console mods. But I would like to know what you guys think about it, so let me know in the comments. Remember to subscribe so that I can see you in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you next time.